The death toll is rising from a magnitude 7.8 earthquake in the southern Philippines. Well, for more, I'm joined by Chairman and CEO of the Philippine Red Cross, Richard J. Gordon. Richard, good to have you on our program. The quake struck, I believe, at around 7:30 this morning. How did it all unfold in terms of how the Red Cross responded?
Well, thank you for having me. The earthquake occurred in the middle of the sea in Maasim, Sarangani Sea, no? And this has affected 9 provinces. And the Red Cross has responded by sending rescue teams. We have about 8 ambulances to make sure that we're able to ferret people to the hospital right away. We've got pickups with loudspeakers telling people on the coastline to run and go high, so that in case mercifully enough, the tsunamis weren't that big or were not a factor. But we do have a lot of buildings, particularly commercial shopping malls, that collapsed. And so far, we're getting 19 dead so far and a number of injured.
What can you tell us about the destruction it's caused?
Well, mostly falling buildings, of very strong buildings. A couple of malls, one mall collapsed severely, and then you have one fast food restaurant that collapsed completely. Mercifully enough, there were no people there, but around the area you have people with damaged hospitals. So we're setting a big tent in that hospital because people are afraid that the hospital might collapse under them, and such as the Soco Medical Hospital in Coronadal, the South Cot Provincial Hospital, and the Diagan Hospital General Santos. We do have a lot of infrastructure damage, mainly on a little bit of some government buildings, and a lot of cracks in the buildings. And so we're sending generators as well as relief items and blankets right away.
How well prepared is the Philippines, especially in Mindanao, for disasters such as this?
Well, we've improved through the years. I'm not just talking about the Red Cross. The Red Cross constantly improves. The government, through the National Disaster Risk Reduction System, have created a system of communication like the Red Cross so that we can get the information from the ground up right away. And the reaction has been pretty good so far. And we're doing an awful lot of coordination with them as well. And that's why it is important for us to keep up the pace on getting our logistics in order, such as, rescue trucks. We do have a rescue truck in one province, but that's not enough. But already, because there's going to be water shortage, we have stationed at least one water tanker. We're going to add that. One water tanker is about 10,000 liters. And we're already putting up food trucks with possible evacuation centers, especially those who will sleep outside because they're not going to sleep in their homes because their homes could collapse under them. That is the experience in our country.
So what are the immediate priorities for the response that you're coordinating?
Rescue. Rescue. I never give up. On a collapsed structure, early this morning, I said, you better go into that fast food restaurant, because I'm sure there are people there. Even if they're telling me there are no people there, I can't believe that there are no people there. We're not going to lose anything if we are able to search. But we're doing some searches together with the government in some other areas. And we're trying to cordon off the place so that people will not go near, because there's a lot of hanging materials that can collapse underneath the people, underneath the pedestrians. And of course, if you have what you call aftershock, some buildings are already weakened, and we don't want them to collapse to more people who will be injured.
So it's just past 6 p.m. in the evening, I understand. How much longer do residents still need to be on alert, do you think?
Well, by experience, you will always have aftershocks. And I'm not really worried about the aftershocks, except for its impact on weakened buildings. And of course, I'm worried about people. It's because it's raining right now in most of the archipelago. So we're going to try and bring in some tarpaulins or some small tents so that they can be covered. But this is going to be helter-skelter operation until we have got it all sorted out.
And just finally, how important is international assistance at this stage of the disaster response?
But nobody's going to turn out unless you have foolish pride when you require international assistance. You know, from my experience, it's never enough. What we have is never enough. And although I don't want what I call, reliance upon international assistance, we do try to provide the domestic support from the Red Cross and from the government. The government has been very good in providing food, relief, kits along with the Red Cross. But obviously, there's going to be some difficulty. The moment we get the word tonight, because there are some people who were killed in a landslide in the hinterlands, until we get that, I'm not going to be sleeping well tonight.
Richard J. Gordon from the Philippine Red Cross, a lot of work ahead. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you very much.